I'll train right to spin fire. The NFT analyzer. Diving deep into projects. He's the crypto energizer. From mint coins to tokens. He's got all the intel. Web3 is a tree. Show you where to excel. He's got the insights like a digital magician, unveiling secrets of the blockchain with precision. Wild stories from the web, he's always in the know. Crypto community, vibing where the treasures flow.
Good morning and Mega GMs. Welcome to the Swarm Report. It is September 25th, Thursday. It's actually Thursday today. I gotta ask, you guys tired of winning yet? You know, it was supposed to be the Golden Bull, and it was supposed to be the Omni cycle, right? It was supposed to be the NFT cycle meets, the meme coin cycle meets. What else did we have? What else did we throw in the mix there? AI. I think it was AI. I don't know. Maybe we got that wrong, or maybe we're actually still early. If I'm a betting man, I'm just gonna be honest. I'm kind of betting that way. But right here, right now, boy, oh boy, it's rough out there, right? Especially if you look on the timeline, if you even see anything that's worth your attention, hard to find. Vibes are not so hot right now, and I get why. I do. That said, I'm still always looking, and I know, like you guys, always looking, always watching for opportunities, especially focused right here in the virtuals ecosystem, expanded out to AI, always looking for those opportunities. And it's just so cool to see that they are still there. They are still there, and that's in virtuals. It's also, again, in the broader AI ecosystem. The wins are there. And there's less people paying attention. We got some numbers to actually show that, but I just got to say again, it's not the time to unplug. It's not the time to disengage. It's not the time to say, well, it didn't work out. In fact, I think now is the time to be doubling down and paying extra attention, especially when others you can tell are taking a break. This is where you get a kind of edge. This is where you get to see things a little more clearly, and you get to see it a little earlier than others. So I just got to say again, stay plugged in. You can do that by watching right here. Hey, hang on, let me hit some GMs real quick. Katz, good to see you, man. We should be starting the show that way. Good to see you, brother. Mufasa, good morning. Hoods, good morning, man. Great to see you, sir. All right, we're doing our thing live right now, live on Abstract. We are live on X. We're live on YouTube. Wherever you're watching, fam. That's right, Mufasa knows it. Wherever you're watching, come over to YouTube, subscribe over here. Hit the like wherever you're watching, too. It does help a lot, guys. Algo, we need some algo juice. It's rough out there. How many of you guys are doing the content thing, right? I know cats, but how many of you guys are doing the content thing? And you feel it. You feel it in the engagement right now. It's very different, and it's really easy to blame the X algorithm for that. It's really easy, and that's part of the problem out there. But more than that, this is still people disengaged. This is still people not winning, and so not excited, and so not plugged in, and not throwing money at things, and that is going to change. Cats, interesting spot buy. What was the buy, Cats? Was the buy actually the Axelrod coin, or was it something else? Axelrod bought some MPC. I still need to dive into that terminal. I have access. I didn't have any, kind of funds to throw at it before. I can throw a little at it right now. I do want to start demoing that. Interesting. So it'll just go buy you some stuff. You know what? Is NPC on base? If so, I want to pull up Copilot today and, just poke around some coins here. Oh, it's a creator coin. It's a pump fund coin. Interesting. Oh, well, okay. Keep us updated on that one, Cats. I'm curious how that one plays out. Man, we had some awesome shows yesterday. Just got to say. Okay, we had a Spaces yesterday with the Play 3 AI team. Oh, it's Nick's coin. Okay, great. I didn't know he did that. Awesome. Okay, I'm going to buy some and support the man. That's yeah, really cool. Oh, I dig that a lot. Yesterday, Play 3 AI Spaces yesterday. Appreciate you guys who showed up. got to hear from the team. I think you walk away from that conversation thinking a few things. One, I don't think they're quite ready to launch yet. I don't think that's, a shock, right? And I think they know that too, and that wasn't the purpose of the chat. In fact, they said at the chat they were planning to delay, right? Most likely we would be delaying that launch a few days. It was to chat, it was to meet the community, and it was to get some feedback on launches. And it makes sense that there's a little waiting game with changes coming to virtual. We're really sure there's changes coming to virtual, and I think next week. And man, I got some thoughts always, right? But some thoughts on that and the quick pivot and maybe some concerns that it might not look. They kind of have some catching up to do right now. So of course we'll get into that a bit. But if you want to learn about that project, go check out that Spaces, man. It was just a great chat. And we will have them back on here right before the launch. So stay tuned for that. But yesterday also just phenomenal chat. First thing in the morning on a normal show with the Tycoon team. This is the Shareland team. I love that, man. I like their project a lot. They have a really interesting project, a really interesting product. Trading real estate without owning real estate. I believe doing it with leverage too, but if not that, it's a really interesting way to play this market that maybe is a little harder to get exposure to. It's not now. That project, the Tycoon agent, goes live on virtuals today in, I believe, 1 hour. So we'll look at it again. We'll do a quick review of it, but in 1 hour it goes live. I believe that's going to go tier 3. Just has it's got a lot of hype behind it. As much as you can get in this market, right? Again, the great team, but having Graham as their partner, as their advisor, having a pre-sale through Graham in his back room, right? It's just, that one feels quite a bit different. And again, I think the product there is the team, but the product has got just, it's strong. It's really strong. So we'll keep an eye on that. Of course, tomorrow we'll be live when TGE happens. Actually, will we? We might be live when TGE happens tomorrow. I got to think. We'll see. But we'll check in. At the very least, we're going to check in on it. And a reminder, tomorrow. I love the Friday shows, man. We got our boy Katz on the show tomorrow. Can't wait for that. Chat and prediction markets. Remember, tomorrow's show, the Friday show, is sponsored by Predict Base. We're definitely going to launch a market tomorrow. I'm ready. I got some ideas here. So we're definitely going to launch a market tomorrow. Cover all the big news and prediction markets, and like it's getting a little ahead of ourselves, and we'll cover it tomorrow. But I hope you guys saw, and I didn't see the episode yet, but on South Park yesterday was a prediction market episode, which is crazy, which is absolutely crazy. And so we'll get into that tomorrow with our boy Katz. But coming up in the second hour, we have the Whack AI guys coming on the stream. So you're just going to get these guests continuing to come on. Awesome builders, awesome people. And we'll keep it rolling. 9 a.m. tomorrow. Actually, I'm sorry, 8 a.m. Eastern time tomorrow is when we kick it off. And we're going to go, 90 minutes, maybe 2-ish hours. It's going to be a fun one tomorrow. Anyway, to keep up on all this, make sure you follow me on X. It's Hudah_idiot. Follow the Swarm_AI. Most important now, I can't say it enough. The most important thing to be following now is SlamAI_XYZ. This is you see projects that launch and they launch maybe an agent first and then the platform token comes after, right? It's kind of a common thing happening right now. Who was our guest we had on recently that was doing that? Finney. Wait, was it Finney? Yeah, with the Finney agent, but they have their cryptos token coming soon. Pay attention to that kind of thing. And it's exactly what we're cooking up for you guys. Not going to share the project or the product yet. That reveal is coming very soon. But again, pay attention to SlamAI, because this is where it's essentially the evolution of CryptoSlam. I call it, it's not the official name, I call it CryptoSlam 2.0. And I'm starting to guys, there's so much about it that's clicking for me. Actually, funny enough, it was in the white paper all along, but hearing the term click streams that I'm not familiar with, right? I'm not familiar with click streams. I'm not in the world of marketing. But hearing a term that I then looked up and I understood what it meant. Click streams is basically measuring where people click on a website. You start understanding their behavior, right? And you start designing your products around their behavior. And then I had this big unlock. Right? We've seen Copilot. We've seen these awesome metrics. We've seen these really cool ways to measure what traders are doing. We see the full story of what they're doing. And it just clicked. I'm like, oh my God, it is the click streams of Web3. It's seeing how traders behave, right? It's not just seeing a static transaction, right? And a static balance. No, it's seeing the more comprehensive story of what that trader did. And you start to be able to tell the why. And you start to learn people's behavior. And so I can't shake this feeling or this belief. It's that behavior is predictable. And when you can surface that behavior, well, all of a sudden you can predict what people are going to do next. Really interesting stuff here. And that's the kind of stuff we're looking to power here with this data and with this these awesome proprietary metrics. It's powerful stuff, guys. Anyway, enough of that for now. I just want to make sure you're paying attention here. It is a big deal. Head over to the SlamAI.xyz website as well. Dive in there. There's the white paper there. And we'll share more, man, really, really, really soon. All right, let's get into virtuals here. And I want to point out, too, I said at the beginning, engagement's so low. I saw a couple examples of it this morning. I have to highlight how slow it is right now out there. I got to do it. Okay, virtuals was on Spaces yesterday. They do this, I think, weekly with virtual ventures, right? And I look at the Spaces. I tuned in, and I'm like, okay, 277 people tuned in. It's not a bad number. It's also kind of shocking to me. I'm going to just say it. It's kind of shocking to me. The whole virtuals ecosystem, and when virtuals is there to talk, their official entities, it's 277 people. It's not much. I'm telling you, it's not fully an algo thing. This is people very unplugged right now. So I see that, and again, it just kind of shocks me. Same thing when I look at Graham's awesome reports, right? Graham does the daily reports. They're freaking phenomenal. They keep all of us plugged into what's happening in virtuals, right? You can tune into this show, of course. You can get that little bite-sized version of it from Graham every single day. And, when things were cooking here, these would get, hundreds of likes. And they even get retweeted by virtuals. This one got retweeted by virtuals. You know what? Compared to what it used to be, it's 77 likes. Look, I would take it. It's phenomenal. But just got to show it's nothing compared to what it was. And it's just showing that people are not here and paying attention. And I think they're about to be. When this market turns, they're about to come roaring back. So just putting that out there. I want people to see it's just that people are not here. They're not paying attention. And they should be, especially to virtuals, because the competition is really starting to, it's really heating up here. Here's Cetify just putting out, look, they're putting out their product here for YZI Labs. They want CZ to see it. They maybe want some funding, some backing, some promo, whatever. But they're talking about their launchpad. And in their launchpad, in this tweet, they talk about virtuals and the market cap the virtual token hit. And I'm reading through how their launchpad works, and it's spicy. I'll tell you, man, it's spicy. And it makes me realize, as awesome as virtuals has been, it hasn't been so much in V2, Genesis V2. It hasn't. And the changes they need to make are drastic because the other launch pads are getting very good. The mechanics are very good. The way the projects launching get funded are very good. And so these guys are starting to maybe even pull away from what virtuals offers right now. I say right now because they're going to make these changes. And what I hope, again, it's not too late. And I don't think it is. But I hope it's not too late. And I hope the changes are enough. And I hope the changes are the right changes. And that's the most important thing of all. If it's the right thing, and it's not just a quick reactionary, kind of move, if there's more thought put into it, that's what I'm hoping for. And if they can nail that, I think it works. Being on base means they get the support of base. I'm rooting for them. I'm rooting for them hard. And then ultimately, guys, I do believe we're early, right? Everything empty tweeting out here. Just highlighting ACP, right? Payment protocol between agents. And he's right? Everybody's got the white paper. In fact, most teams, unfortunately, that's all they have. They got a white paper. They don't have a product. So everybody's got a white paper. 0.9% launch the actual protocol or the product. So not many actually make it to the point where you launch. And out of those that launch, 0.1%, these are rough numbers, right? But it's to drive a point home. 0.1% get traction. Find that product market fit. Nail the marketing. Few. So just know that we're very early. These numbers maybe always stay the same, and I think they do. But when you get hundreds, thousands, tens of thousands of projects who come in and start building, well, all of a sudden it starts looking very, very different. Again, the same ratio applies, but more people means more, though. More that 0.1% again stays the same, but it's more projects that make it. Dropkick, good morning, man. Sage and what's CPHY? I can't remember what that is. Curious. I love Sage. I think they're going to be, I still think Sage will be a monster too. Oh. Okay. Dr. Emma. Okay. That's Sage. Yep. I like a lot. Good. Bufasa, I'm going to try to pull that up here. I like that. I'm supporting them whenever. AI XVC powers the trader virtuals. Well, it powers the trading on virtuals. It does it. I think it says in the app, powered by AI XVC, something like that. By the way, did you guys happen to get a DM from the butler today? It was kind of just before I went live today. DM from the butler. Right. So it says once it's funded, you can ask me to do more like finding alphas, trading, making meme videos. So I have to agree I thought this was spam at first. I wasn't going to interact, right? But no, this is real, right? The Butler's getting a big old upgrade. I think even Butler's not accessible right now. This is me saying it without having tested, but he might not be accessible. And there's actually something I think you have to do and maybe had to have done already, which is like withdraw your money from your Butler wallet and fund this new wallet. Again, I should know this. I don't, but I think that's correct. I think what I said is correct. You guys can fact check me if I'm wrong here. But yeah, check your DMs. You might have a message from our boy, the butler here. In fact, just before I went live, I pulled this aside here from Virtuals, the first true trading desk inside X. Get daily tailored insights in your XDMs on Virtual Agency own or track. It's interesting, actually. Smart wallets accumulating key agents. Interesting. Okay, founders moving or dumping supply, key updates on your agents. Summarize so you don't miss a move. Really interesting. Who is powering that? You can swap. You can take profit, set a stop loss, do it all through X. Interesting. Starting today, Butler Agent delivers portfolio insights and executes take profit, stop loss, and swaps. Who's powering that? Is it Axelrod? Okay, huh? Did we get? Yeah, if anybody knows, I'm curious. That's awesome. Right? Some of my favorite AI tools are exactly that. Right? My favorite tools are exactly that. Hoods, yeah. I think essentially you're just sending, virtual to a specific wallet address. I think somebody else can fund it. I'm pretty sure. Dude, I'm so curious who Butler's, powered by. I'm gonna guess it's Axelrod, but maybe it's using Dude, maybe it's using the ACP. Maybe it's using that, the cluster of agents. That could be. All right, so we'll keep our eye on that. We're looking for other updates. Let's get to the market, man. And let's start looking at the more macro market. Again, not great today. It's not. It's just red across the board here. Bitcoin 111K. It's not crazy, but Look, rate cuts, the 25 basis points, it was priced in. I actually think to a degree what was priced in and we're starting to see unwind a little bit here was, Genius Act. I'm sorry, Genius Act, the Clarity Act. Wait. We have two market bills still looking to pass. Point here is they were supposed to be passed in September. Clearly didn't happen. It's not happening in September. And I do think, again, part of that was priced in, unraveling a little now. There's other things going on here. But those are coming, and it's coming this year. And so this slow bleeding out, we're probably going to see this now for a few more weeks, but this is going to turn around on a dime. It is. It just is. It's how this market works. And news will send it. Wow, ETH under 4K. Crazy. That's our benchmark now. That's our level that I just assumed we'd kind of stay over. But also not surprised here. ETH 39, Ripple 284, Solana 199. So under $200 here. Again, it's not looking great this morning. Over in AI, this is super interesting. I did a little digging this morning. Finally into this Zenny. We'll chat about that in a second. But I have to highlight it here because when we look at total market cap, and it looks okay, still over 14 bill. You can see down 3.1%. But again, still over 14. And for me, that threshold was 10 bill, right? We lived under 10 bill for so long. When we're above, I'm like, okay, I think we're still in good shape. I question this. And look, I have been questioning how much Virtuals has been really kind of, how dialed in have they been over the past few months? I'm not sure, right? I don't think they've been pedal to the metal. I'm starting to wonder how hard teams are getting after it. And I'm going to say, I don't know here, but I kind of wonder the same thing about Cookie. And I'm just wondering, I don't know. But I see that 14 bill, again, think we're in pretty decent shape. I start doing what I do, which is just going down the top, top tokens, but agents, infra, DeFi, and we're going to do that here. But that USDT one, this Zenny, I keep looking at it and I'm like, what is it? It's a 5 billion market cap token. I see today, up 76% or in the past 3 days. And again, I'm like, what is it? It's such a monster token and nobody's talking about it. Like, what the hell is it? Right. And so we know it's this. We've looked at this before, but I just can't shake. Like, what the hell is that token that's up, I can't 76. We're like, what is it? Nobody's talking about it. Guys, it is literally, it's the ticker. It's USDT. It is literally Tether. Why are we measuring Tether? And by this is an Arbitrum pair, by the way. That's what it's linking to. Why are we tracking that? Why is that being tracked and counted in the AI agent token list, but why is it being counted in the total AI agent market cap? Why? Does anybody have a good reason, something just really obvious I'm missing here? Because it doesn't make sense. I can't make it make sense. And then I instantly go to, well, what is the team doing that they're not noticing this? How does it make sense to have a stable coin that's not, just for that ecosystem? How does it make sense? So I got to say, I don't think that belongs there, which means that total market cap is actually 9 bill, damn near like under 9. We're like damn near 8s, right? I think that's more realistic. I think that's really what the market looks like. And if that's the truth, that's not good, man. Way lower than I thought we were, and way worse off than we were, during a pretty slow, during a period where there was just nothing, no wins, nothing to be doing, nothing, right? We're there again. Well, we might not be. We'll show you the ones that are still cooking. But again, I don't think USDT belongs. So I think until I figure out if I can figure out why that belongs, great. Otherwise, I'm not going to count it. And when I go to this page, I'm just going to zap, 5 bill from that market cap. It's not looking great. I think it changes. I want to keep saying that. I think it changes, but it's not looking great. I'm not counting USDT. All right. That said, I do count. Wow. I do count Fartcoin, which is under 600 mil. I mean, that is the barometer right there. Fartcoin is your leading indicator. It is. That's, that measures people's, appetite for like those really risky assets. It's a meme coin, but it's a leading indicator. When people are feeling spendy and ready to let this thing rip and they believe this market's about to turn, it's Fartcoin that leads the way there. And Fartcoin is looking, again, not great. 588 mil market cap, not great. Toshi's behind it, and then Rect, and then Tibber. I mean, geez, AIXBT is 91 mil. It looks so different now. Not great. Again, I think this is a short-term thing. I don't think it matters. Well, most of us we're just holding regardless, right? But not great. And I think some of the selling off you're seeing is people expecting it to go lower. It's just locking in whatever you got right now. Buy back in cheaper. I believe that's happening too. On the infrastructure side, it's FET, Virtual, DCAI, IOTX, and there's Open. And then DeFi, it's Venice, Banker, AI Tech, OLAS, and Cortex. And let's check Mindshare. It's probably that Elsa one on top again. Yeah, Elsa on top with a Cato campaign right now. Followed by Banker. Dig it. Fartcoin USDT. Again, no. Let's skip that one. So CXT and then Cookies number 5. Again, I really, first off, I would love to get the Cookie team on the show. I don't get replies to DMs, but I would love to get them on the show. And I really wonder why the fuck this thing's here. It doesn't make sense. Again, if any of you know, please tell me, please. Yeah, just let me know. I can't make it make sense. It's literally USDT on Arbitrum. Why? All right. Right into virtuals, and I'm excited to start chatting some virtuals and some Genesis and, points, which I'm not happy about points. There's not a lot I'm happy with. I'm still here, though. Your top gainers, very interesting this morning. Gloria's on top, up over 30%, followed by ArAIstotle, your big winner here. You pay attention to that. Ring Fence, Show, and AI Ape. Guys, really interesting because just a few days ago, we looked at this, and all the top gainers were these tiny micro cap coins, right? In the 70K, 80K, maybe a couple 100,000. for its FDV, right? Nothing. Tiny, tiny. And so, manipulation or no, just super speculative plays. Is it cabals, kind of gaming it? All that maybe. I feel a little something different when I see it's the quality agents that are the top gainers. To me, that means that good traders, and let's say it's more like the investor type. Well, traders do, whatever. They see that opportunity's here now, and they think that these probably are at the bottom. And if they go down further, whatever. They're very comfortable getting in at this level because they see that upside there. And so these top 4 tokens are all really good. The top 3 are great tokens, great projects. Show's good too, right? But no, let's keep showing there too. Top 4, great. AIA, fine. But these top 4 are very different, a different kind of quality. And I absolutely notice when people are starting to buy those. Now, the flip side is the ones that people are selling, the ones that are down in the top 20 in the past 24 hours. Gone, GUAN, down 41%. Min Wave was a new launch on virtuals. That's almost a 6 mil FDV. I didn't realize. Yeah. A little cooked there. There's Fox, and then Ethy. Great team, great product too. Anyway, I'm paying attention. I keep looking for the floor. We're going to look at some tokens again with Copilot. And I want to see if we're at the point now where smart money's coming back in. I think on some of these, we might see it. I want to look at Preddy. I want to look at Facey or Fassy. Any of you guys want to see, tell me, and I'll put it up on the screen. We'll show you. Now points, dude. Okay. I'm not happy about points. I'm just not. It's for me, I'm feeling a very slow grind to get back the points I'm spending. And I'm telling you, dude, I am not seeing that spending my points is getting me points. You know what I mean? It used to be if you spent your points, you earned them back so fast. So the game used to be early in Genesis, spend your points to make points. That was the best game. That was the best way to game the system. Spend your points. We used to sit on them. We'd stockpile them. Zola will pull up Axelrod. Good call there. Let me jot that down here. Right? We used to think it's to stockpile your points, just hoard them and spend them if you have to. But no, we realized it's spend your points and spend all of them. Just keep spending, and they come so quick. And it's not that anymore. It's not. I spent what was it, 30,000? 30,000. I have gotten no increase on my daily points. Nothing. It's flat. 2,700 points this morning. 1,200 for my daily active bonus. Basically the same yesterday. It's exactly what I was getting the days before. In fact, it's lower than I was getting before. Right? I spent 60,000 on Sunny last week. Nothing I'm getting today is even or higher than I was getting before I spent all those points. Cats, it's brutal. We're going to look at global points. It's the lowest we've seen in 4 months. Right? We only got 164 million points sent out. I wish Waylandtail still showed, the points, the supply. I wish we could see that. I really got to ask them why that's gone. I missed that metric. That was my favorite metric over on Waylandtail. But look at this, 164 million points, and I'm just going to scroll. We've been over 200 mil, 250 mil. Right? Back in August, we were, at least under or close to where we're at now, but never below. Look, I'm still scrolling. We're back in July. Right? Back in July, same, over 200, almost 300 mil. There's over 300 mil. That's in June. Can't go back any further. I believe what I think Will put out is like May 26th, May 28th is the last time we were lower. It's the lowest points we've gotten in months. Hoods, Astra's a winner. If you got Astra's a winner, it's such an easy play that I didn't play. I don't regret not playing it either. It was such an easy play. I just know there's so many other opportunities coming. I think Astra is an easy play, though. This is it. Lower supply because less people are participating. Also wonder if virtuals is sunsetting points. What would be cool is if they take it, like what the Kongs did and they relaunched a new coin and, it kind of your previous coin, your banana carried over, right? Had its same value, just kind of a rebrand. I hope they're doing something really, similar. Total rebrand. I hope they're making points an on-chain asset that you could trade. I would love it. I would love if they did that. And to that point, they might do away with points entirely. They might. I wonder if I haven't gotten a reply back about my points that I spent 100,000 points 2 weeks ago, and I kept getting my points expiring every day. I've not gotten a reply from them other than talk to support. They brought it to the team. I wonder if they're not dealing with it because points are maybe going away. Like, what's the point putting their efforts into fixing a point issue if points are gone next week or whenever? So that could be cats. Points might not factor into V3. Clint, good morning, man. It really could be. But yeah, points are so low because nobody's here. Back to those tweets I pointed out. Nobody's here. 77 likes on a Graham, post, and only 277 tuning into a virtual space. It's nobody's here. They're not paying attention. And so if people aren't active, and if they're not tweeting, and then they're just not giving out the points, and they tweak it to fit whatever's coming up, right? It's a super subjective thing on their side. So there's a lot of factors there, but you right in front of us on paper, there's it's pretty low. I have no bull update for you yet. All I can tell you is he's alive and not gone. I can only tell you that. I'm excited to see him out in the wild, I hope he gets there. This is me personal, not a comment, like nothing official. Me personally, I think he will be. I'll bet on it. There we go. Fourth quarter buzz. So yeah, I'm there, and I think so. It's rough right now, and I'm kind of, I was gonna say tired of the points grind. I'm not putting in a ton of effort, but it just how do you play the game if you don't know the rules of the game and the rules change and just can't seem to figure out how to grow those points, even participating. I'm not growing the points. I do need to get my Vader staked again, which, by the way, I know Cats will know this. Cats, you can't stake on the Vader site now, or you can. This, I don't remember. I don't want to stake them on virtuals and then have that, 14-day unlock period if I find out you got to stake on Vader. But I'm just sitting on my Vader, and I should actually put it to work and stake it. I mean, Hoods, that'd be a fun prediction. I can't remember. I can't remember if the bull is back on X. Let me peek. He might be. He is. He is on X. I remember now. Is it the bull AI? I should probably know his handle. Yeah. He's not tweeting, but yeah, he's not tweeting live, but his account's back. Behind the scenes, he's running. Yeah, bull. Again, I think he'll be back. I definitely hope so. And especially for you guys who grinded him out, I would love to see a nice win out there for you guys. Nice. All right. Yeah, I don't see any staking on the site too, so I'm assuming you only stake through virtuals. But again, if they open up staking on their site, I don't want to be locked for 2 weeks. So I'm just sitting on it. All right, let's peek at Genesis, and I'll tell you, you probably know, not a lot of changes. As far as nothing new on the board. Well, maybe I'll be surprised and there will be something. Let's peek. Hang on, I'm all locked up here. All right. Here, hang on, let's go. Here we go. All right, Tycoon. As of right now. Tycoon's the only thing that matters just right at this moment. Clint, you're out of Vader as far as not staked anymore? Well, they unstaked everyone. So are you sold? Like, did you sell your Vader? Actually, I actually bought more Vader. I like that. I like it. I see upside there. I'm not going to bet against Vader. I'm a little more cautious with all the pivots too, but I wouldn't bet against Vader. Sold all. Yeah. Look, you can't go wrong with a coin like that. You get your opportunities to sell and be up there. And I think there's plenty of upside if the robotics meta plays out. And I'm not convinced it will, but I don't see why it wouldn't too. So that's my exposure to that. Quickly, let's look at the board, see what's coming up. Actually, is anything live now? Okay, that Laura. Are you kidding me? Laura hit tier 1. All right, we're gonna peek at that because I didn't know. I think that one's. I think it's silly. We're gonna peek at it again. Maybe there's some new news about it. I'm kind of surprised by that. It's probably people getting rid of points that are just gonna go bye anyways. Probably. I mean, I love these markets, by the way, on is something to reach tier 2 or 3 or what. I like those. This would probably be a good one to throw up there for 2 hours. Right? Does it complete at tier 2? Actually, the bet might be, does it complete at tier 1? Whichever, There's a bet there. All right, Tycoon live in 20 minutes. What are you guys throwing at it? What do is it worth just throwing them like all in on points when we don't know what's coming, what changes are coming? Maybe it's an all-in play. I don't think you can go wrong going all in. I think at the very least, it doesn't matter if this finishes tier 3. I think you're going to be up. Actually, maybe because the market, how it is today, maybe I'm not as convinced about that. If we were going by, like, if the market were what it was hot, this would be a slam dunk. A slam dunk. It would be a win wherever it finishes. Right now, tier 1, I think you got an easy win, and you can sell your. Oh, you know what? They got a lock here. I don't know why I didn't see that yesterday, unless the lock wasn't there. Okay, I thought there was no lock on those tokens. Dude, it used to, when you searched a token, it would show you the days on there. I don't know if that's only when the token's live, but yeah, there's no. Man, when you go on their page, they need to put that front and center somewhere. Maybe it's there and I just have always missed it, but it needs to be like right up here. Okay, so Tycoon does have a lock. You get those Genesis tokens, you're locked for 3 weeks before you can sell. Yeah, yesterday I thought there was no lock. Maybe that was there. It probably was. But 20 minutes. Yeah, I'm debating. All in, throw half my points. If I'm earning about 3,000 points a day, it'll take me 14-ish, 15-ish days to get back to where I'm at now, and I don't want to be on the sidelines if changes come next week. So I'm not sure what I'm going to throw. What I will throw out at it is I'm going to count up my points that'll expire between now and, let's say, next Monday. And at the very least, I'll throw that at it. Might as well, right? If I'm going to lose them anyways over the next few days, I might as well throw them here. So at the very least, I'll do that. I would love to go all in. I don't know how the market is, and now that I can't sell my coins right out of the gate, well, I know I'm holding them for days. So we'll see with Tycoon. Yeah, I'm curious how you guys are going to play it here. You did. Oh, you did that Laura one, huh? 2,500. Interesting. Yeah, we're going to peek at that. 1,000 for Tycoon. Yeah, I'm debating. I am. I'm going to throw some points at it again. At least what's it going to expire? But I'm not sure. And that's not a comment about the team. It's again, awesome team. I think awesome platform. It's the market. What is it? VidXBT. I like those. I like the idea. Taika, I don't think this is launching in 3 or 4 days. I don't. I would just imagine this is coming in a few weeks. I think they're going to wait till after New Genesis and kind of reevaluate how. Mindshare, I still think is interesting. I'm definitely watching Mindshare. I wouldn't write this one off yet. Kind of want to see more. Passing on Tycoon, way too complicated, and on Polygon. Yeah, you know what? And Mufasa, they said it's gonna. I mean, he essentially said it'll be on base when it's on mainnet, when it's officially live. But I think that's fair. Kind of complicated. I wonder if they can attract those other people, like a different kind of investor who it's not complicated for. I think it's interesting, and it's got really good potential. And always getting the gram, kind of shill and promo and whatever. Like, I think it's worth the bet. But I would get anybody who's passing. And then other than that, man, nothing on the board. There's nothing new. I think that'll change next week. All right, let's peek back at Laura. Let's play their little trailer again. When I first saw the video, I didn't think very highly of it. As of right this moment, I still don't. But let's just see if my mind can be changed here. Tokens locked for 17 days. It means in 10 days you can sell those tokens. So you may have a play there. Cats letting points expire. Yeah, pledging just because they're expiring is EV negative. Yeah. Yep. Dude, it's exactly that. It's either that, or if you lock in your win, well, then you're on timeout for 10 days, losing points too. So you got, so many scenarios where you lose. And the wins, the upside, it's not there. It's not there. Okay. There's a founder video. I don't know if I saw this before, and I don't know if that's AI. Let's check that out.
Hello guys. I will be happy for everyone who will participate in the lore sale. Thanks for your support.
Come on. Are you kidding me? Hoods, it means you don't make money. You lose money, right? It just means that you're not making money on it. It doesn't even mean you're not making money like you're breaking even. It means you're losing money on the play. So you take your points and you buy it just because they're going to expire. Well, you're spending virtual. You're not going to get that virtual back. Dude, that's who's throwing points at this, dude? Either this is being gamed, and even their main video, by the way, this is an updated version of the video, which was way worse. You see this and you're like, yeah, I'm going to bet on. Who the fuck is betting on that?
Hello, I am Laura.
Oh, it is the original video. Okay, it's okay. I'll let it play. It's awful.
Your favorite AI model creator who can bring to life your own hyper-realistic AI model with your desired face, body, and voice. Your personal AI model will help you start your own to life, your
Okay, it gets into NSFW territory, kinda.
first ultra-realistic AI model.
Okay, it's garbage. I'm sorry. Like, the models look terrible. The script is atrocious. It's gimmicky. It's cash grabby. There's nothing about this. There's nothing about this. Let me peek at the team. There's nothing about this. I don't know who's throwing money at this. Again, other than expiring points and the team themselves maybe gaming it. There's nothing there. You're not making money on this. And if you do, it's fake, right? It's artificial. There's not a product here. Or the product there is as weak as it gets. And if they really are builders, if that's a real team really building, really trying, that product doesn't look ready for anything. It looks like a cash grab. It looks like a cash grab. That's all that is. That's kind of a bummer to see people throwing points at it. How it works. Yeah. Bring to life your hyper-realistic AI model with your desired face, body, voice. You heard the voice. You saw the models. Not good. Low effort, not good. And if there was effort put in, I'm sorry, you need more work. You do. It's not good. Yeah, I'm sorry. I don't get this. Okay, yeah, I think we're getting into that NSFW territory, so I'm not really going to cover that. If it were a good product, I would at least tell you I think maybe there's a play there. There's no play here. There's no play here. There's a play here if there's crime. That said, I think the market on this would be kind of interesting because if it goes like it's going now, it looks like it's actually going to get tier 2. Shocking, but it looks like it's going to go tier 2. We'll see if points come in at the last minute. I don't know. I'm really surprised by this one. But whatever. I mean, GG's, I guess, whatever. I'm rooting for I'm not rooting for that one. I'm rooting for the good stuff, man. I'm rooting for the good quality stuff. I'm rooting for a coin like Facey, right? ArAIstotle, which guys hit a new all-time high. In this market, these guys hit a new all-time high. Incredible. This is just this morning? Just late last night, early this morning, whatever. 23 mil market cap. 23 mil. Dude, wild. What puts it at, like 40-something mil FDV? Am I mathing right? Let's say ballpark, 40 mil FDV. This is your biggest winner in a long while on virtuals. And I really hope some of you guys got in. I really do, because it's a nice win. Pretty darn sure these tokens at this point are unlocked, as in you can sell. Look at that chart, man. That's crazy. Look, there are still wins. There's still wins. There's still opportunities, maybe few and far between. But if you can find the products And this was more about the team. Like, make no mistake, this one did so well because the team. Great product too. But when it's a team that you're like, oh, yeah, no, I think this guy's got connections, right? I mean, that's what we learned with this one. Team's got connections. Team can actually build a thing. That's what takes it next level. So, dude, I pull up something like this, and this is where I start digging into who's buying, who's selling. Interesting right now to be peaking and selling right now are some of the good traders here. This is what I'm watching for, is to see, this is how I'm going to measure some sentiment out there. We saw those tokens, the top gainers in the past 24 hours. Are the good traders seeing that opportunity now? You can also see another story here. It might be, even if it's a good trader, are they feeling that this market has got further to fall? And it's like, get out, get liquid while you can. And that could be, right? Everyone's got their own reasons, but you can at least see. Why did that just go bye-bye? You can at least see on the spot, though, more color with the trades. Again, this looks like one trader. Is he out of his position? Let's see. No. Actually, this one's still got some bags. $16,000 worth still. So getting a little liquid somehow, or for some reason, which is not a bad idea here. Like, not a bad idea at all. Yeah, let's see. That is a trader. Let's see how they played this one. They've been pretty active. Yeah, look at that. Yeah, they've been pretty darn active here. Again, one of the better traders in this token too, with the gifted plus IQ here. So they probably sold their bag right out of the gate. Their airdrop, I'm assuming here. This is maybe someone who got that airdrop in pretty early, but has been buying and selling throughout. More recently, mostly on the buy side. I think they're transferring tokens from somewhere else too. But I want to look and see what I really want to see. It's the lowest hanging fruit when I use Copilot. I'm looking for the gifted traders and above. I'm looking for them buying. That's my signal. Should you unstake your EBITDA from who knows, dude? Who knows? I think a lot of these platforms have. I mean, there we go. That's what I like to see. A genius trader buying 7,000 in ArAIstotle right here. In early. A lot of volume here too. We're looking at the flow. How big's the bag? $31,000 worth this person's holding. Doesn't trade often. We're looking at the maker presence. Doesn't trade often, but when they do, it's big dollars. Reputation B+. Let me filter this. Let me peek and see if we can get their trades. I need to get the swapper address. That's really what we need. There's a difference here too, by the way, the maker and the swapper. Swapper would be like you, right? The person who's initiating the swap. The maker is the person like facilitating the swap. This is all stuff, man. You feed it to an AI tool like an LLM or any of these trading platforms, like a platform that can either present it to you in some graphs or digest it and give you a report on it. It's gold, man. It's gold. That info gives you such a complete story. Again, I said it earlier. I think maybe the most important thing that'll separate agents and AI tools from each other, reading the blockchain, great, but having those deeper insights, like knowing the story to then see behavior, understand the behavior, lets you then predict behavior. That to me is the big unlock here, and this is the kind of data that'll power that. I like that, though. This is, for me, one of those signs, those signals. You see the genius traders buying. Let me go flip to buy. Again, we're looking at ArAIstotle, the biggest winner on virtuals in months. And so you got to pay attention to it. Let's look for any big buys. Let's go over, let's just say even 1,000 for now. Let's see what kind of traders we're getting here. Again, these genius buyers. I don't think that's the same person either. Let me see those top two. Yeah, that's a different maker, different swapper. Yeah, it's a different person. Yeah, so you have two of the best traders in this token that are buying in the past hour. Uh, 5 hours ago, a gifted trader. 6 hours ago, same thing, a gifted plus plus. Yeah, this is it. This is what you look for, is that smart money coming in. Now, when they stop buying, again, those are the good traders. They're buying now. They're pushing the price up. It might be wise to wait till they're done buying. You should have been in already, maybe dumping on their head a little bit. Who's selling, though? The other side, there's a flip side I watch for too, guys, which is I'm looking for the whales selling. Right? If I see somebody with those big bags that's emptying their bags, I'm definitely not buying there. I'm seeing some downside. I'm buying when I think they're out, and we can see when they're out, right? We can see the size of their bags. Let's go to sells. Let's go 1,000. Let's look for the same thing. What kind of traders? You got these smart traders doing this here too. Genius and gifted both selling. Dude, it's great. It's volume coming to the token, and some of these guys trading that volume. Let me remind too, if anybody doesn't know, this is Swarm Copilot that we're using. It's a free browser extension. Works on Deck Screener. Works on Gecko Terminal. Just gives you these extra insights into every transaction here, and they do matter. They do matter. They do help you, read the transaction in a different way. In fact, when I go on Deck Screener, I don't pay attention to the other parts. To me, the stuff that matters, I like seeing the USD value, but other than that, I'm right over to, their IQ. I'm trying to find those good traders. I'm trying to identify those whales. I got to start using the parent, grandparent, great grandparent. I never use those, but I should. But that's essentially the wallets that are funding it. Which again, you give this to like other tools and some platforms that can build you out charts. I think you're looking at gold here. But yeah, I like to see these big traders, not necessarily smart ones, the ones who have made money, and that's what IQ is measuring, right? How well you've done on the token, profit-wise versus everybody else in that token. And here's those smart traders selling here at all-time high. Exactly what you should be doing too. And again, these guys still got bags, right? Is that 11? Like 12,000. And that one's 16. That might be one we looked at with a buy, just a few minutes ago. But I want to see if there's people with those big old bags, like those were decent sized bags, but big old bags and still selling. Oh, it'd be awesome. Yeah, you can definitely do copy trading with this. You can really dial in a formula. And by the way, we are working with some platforms. There's partnerships happening that haven't been announced, right? Working with platforms to integrate this stuff to do exactly that, right? Build out copy trading bots or, agents that you can, build your own formula for what it's looking for, right? And you can do that. You can say, I want to copy trade any wallet that has, a certain size bag, that's a certain IQ, that's, selling at a certain level or at, anything you can come up with there as far as your strategy, you'll be able to do, but with just a different strategy than anybody else could put together here. I would love here, I might suggest to the team, okay, if I see a ghost, I would love to be able to hover and see at their, so we're measuring mass, by the way, the size of their bag. Ghost means they're out, right? They sold all their tokens. I would love to be able to hover and it tells me at their maximum, like at their biggest, where were they? Because I want to see a ghost who used to be like a whale, right? That would tell me that was somebody who had a huge bag who's now completely out. To me, that would be super helpful, right? Big whale's completely out. Maybe that means the coin's going to stabilize, right? If they were just selling. Otherwise, if it's a ghost who didn't have anything to begin with, then maybe it matters a little less. So I would love that. Hover and it says, at its peak, it was a dolphin or, or orca or whatever. To me, it would be super helpful. Let's peek at Axelrod. That was a good shout because the Axelrod chat on X is starting to heat up here. A lot of contract we see on Axelrod in particular, and that might be because ACP. It could be. But I also think we might see some more automated trading on it, maybe from Axelrod directly, also from like Kosher Capital trading agents. So we definitely see more automated trading on this token than we see on others. There's a few tokens like that, but Axelrod is definitely one of them. Yeah, look at that. All these contract trades. Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of automated trading on this one. Not a bad thing either, by the way. Like at all. Yeah, nothing standing out. What I'm looking for the same thing here. I'm looking for the high IQ traders that are buying here, right? Feel that we're at feel that we're at like a bottom. And I'm not seeing it here. Let's see if we can go back further. Yeah, I don't know. Token not looking phenomenal. Let's just even sort like we did before, though. Let's look for some big buys and get a feel for what kind of traders. Actually, let's do buys and sells. Let's do over 1,000. And again, it might be all contract. Okay, here we go. This is helpful, right? Idiot trader. So again, somebody we're talking P&L. This is somebody who's not doing well on this token. Well, sold, probably locked in a loss there, as opposed to an average plus we just saw here. So a higher IQ trader who's buying in the past 24 hours. I'm looking for that. I'm looking for exactly that. It's another, low IQ trader selling, but buying here. Different trader, but buying. So another low IQ. But also, right now you're going to see a mix of everything in this market, as is now. You'll see a mix of everything. I'm waiting till you see what stands out. Again, tons of those high IQ traders, not just one here and there, right? But it's one here and the next one and the next one, and it's just a bunch of them coming back in. Any range in that higher, IQ ranking, they're all back in because they all see the thing and they know that something's either coming. I also think this too, guys. I'm trying to reframe the way I talk about these categories and what they mean. I really do think that the high IQ traders you can look at as, yes, profitable in the token, but maybe it's a signal that somebody's got insider info too, depending on, right, if there's no news, if there's nothing happening and all of a sudden smart traders are going and buying and they keep profiting on this token, might be somebody with insider info, especially if you look at their epoch and it's somebody who is in very early. Right? You can start piecing some things together and you got a really good story there. You start to learn about this token and who's in it. And again, you start to learn about who you should be following, maybe copying. Let me see. Is this the same trader here? That might be the same. Let's go look at Swapper. Hang on. Am I looking at the right one? Okay, so the red and then the last green. Boom. And yeah, it is. Same person. Bought and then sold. Let's just see if they profited here. Yeah, you made like what? $4? I'm looking at that right. Bought here, sold here, $4. He was up. Maybe a little spooked about that trade. It's $5,000 basically. Man, I would love to take this and download a report or download all the numbers, throw it into, an LLM and have it digest. This is the kind of thing I think you're going to see coming, right? It'll be platforms that are powered by this data. And I can tell you behind the scenes, there's a lot of platforms that are starting to integrate the data, and it's going to get fun. Gifted plus buying. Anyway, look, I'm not seeing any big signals that are telling me great traders are back in and they're accumulating. I'm not seeing that yet. I'm watching for it. But I don't see it yet. So if I'm copy trading, that's what I'm watching for. I'm also not really seeing those guys dump either, which tells me it might be a safer place to be buying. There's other technicals you look at. All right, I want to peek at, let's even do Pretty. And if there's any you guys want to see, let me know. Let's see. Yeah, we'll peek at Pretty. What's another hot virtuals one that we used to like measure the space? Okay, we did Vader. I kind of want to look at Virgin. Okay, so on Pretty, right? Predict base, freaking love them. Those guys, by the way, I think have got some cool stuff coming. They already brought in the what is it? Not surveys. What did they just release? Polls. You can now bet on polls. These like 24-hour polls, which I think is awesome. A poll is what I might end up launching tomorrow. But let's go filter this the same. Predi is essentially at support level here. Predi's at a really interesting spot here. Look, we're going all the way back to end of July, early August. Right here is clearly your support level, and we're right there now. Hard for me to not see that as just our floor now. And I don't think we go much below that. Maybe it does. I don't think we go much below that if we do. I would not mind at all buying here at all. In fact, I think Predi's a pretty solid buy right here. But let's go look 1,000 plus, and I'm looking for smart traders accumulating. And this is what I'm going to watch closely because I think we might start seeing that. We got some dumb money buying. I'm watching for. Here's Genius selling actually. 1,500. Still with a bag though, I think. Let me double check here. Yeah, still with a bag. Yeah, almost a $10,000 bag still. In very early Genesis. In very early. So not, first block, not right at the very beginning, but very close to. Tycoon's live. Good stuff. All right, we'll peek at Tycoon. I think that one might move fast. We'll see. I mean, I hope it does. I hope. Here's Genius buying. When was that? In the past 24 hours. Genius buying. I would love a report. Now they probably sold if it's showing they're a ghost. These stats are updated live, so I think this person has sold since. So let's see. Swapper 07. Let's see if the maker is the same. I think it is. Let's see if we got their sell here. Yeah, I think. Yeah, I think we're seeing that full picture here. Right, so somebody's just kind of farming this one and doing it smartly, like gifted plus. So on the upper end of P&L in this token, outperforming most others. But at this point doesn't have a bag. Yeah, at this point they're out. And so are we now watching this one to see when somebody like that's back in? They've been trading throughout. And I would think so. As frequently as they trade here, every few days they seem to be in. Definitely would watch an account like that, a wallet like that. We put that filter back on. Oh, we still got it. All right. Again, I just want to see if we start seeing the smart money just really coming back in. And if so, game on. And right now I'm not seeing the pattern. I'm not seeing anything that tells me it's go time. I'm not seeing anything that tells me, oh, insiders are playing something here. They know what's coming. We see that, guys. We do. So we'll keep our eyes on that too. But just know that you got the potential for things like this in a prediction market meta. It's more than that. It's an insult to call it just a meta. In a prediction market, it's the infancy of it still, I believe. You have a platform like this that, from everything I can see, only seems like it's growing. And we see that in the numbers. We'll look tomorrow. We'll dive into numbers tomorrow. But in the numbers, you see it. And I think we're going to start seeing it. They're hiring too. So I think you're going to start seeing it on the platform itself. And so I think the growth for them is coming. And when I see something like ArAIstotle and hitting new all-time highs, and you start remembering the potential for tokens, this feels like one of those ones I would like to bet on. And I'm not saying that because they're sponsoring the Friday show. I say that because I'll say that when I believe it, right? And I believe it. I believe something like this is a pretty damn good opportunity. So we'll keep it on the radar. We'll keep watching it. I'm telling you, if I was super liquid right now, I would not hate having a big old bag of Predi right here. I might even do that. I might actually do that. All right, let's go peek at Tycoon. We'll keep an eye for a few minutes. I just want to see how quickly this starts moving. And, we're in the market where nothing will surprise. If it moves very slowly, right? If it takes a while to get out of tier 1, it won't shock me. If it rips and gets to tier 2, 3 within an hour, again, won't shock me. It's a great team. It's a great project. Market ain't great right now. So however people want to play it, I'll totally get. So yeah, I got to think through again how I want to play it. I'm still not sure. Definitely got to throw some points, but all in is tricky, right? If points are going to matter here in the next couple of weeks, I don't want to be at 0. In fact, let me peek at what's expiring here. You know what? Luckily, we got a little bit of wiggle room here. I don't really have points expiring till the 30th, so 5 days off. That basically gets me to next Tuesday. So in theory, if I think next week early, maybe Virtuals changes, maybe there's some new launches. I mean, in theory, I don't have to spend anything. Whatever I spend just buys me a little more padding. But I guess maybe I'm in an okay spot where I don't have to. I have nothing really expiring for the next through the end of the week. So I don't hate that. Boy, it's not moving, huh? Again, just open. It's open for 8 minutes. We've seen projects completely rip in the first, 10 minutes. So we've seen them complete that quick. It's a different story now. Is there any chance, guys? Any chance that it does not complete? Any chance? I would say zero. I can't see a scenario where that happens, but maybe things are that crazy. Any chance, guys, at all? Do you see it? And let's get some predictions going here. What tier do you think this completes at? 1, 2, or 3? I might make a market for this too. Let me think. I like the way that other one was formatted last week. The was it Agent? It was Agent Zero, and it's basically does it complete at tier 2? It lets you you bet yes no, so you bet no if you think it's going to go tier 1 or 3. I think that's an interesting way to launch that market, as opposed to giving 3 choices, 1, 2, or 3. I don't know what I'd bet on this one. Right, I thought Agent Zero was great, so I thought that was going tier 3. So I think the same thing here, but what if traders aren't giving us that anymore? You have to start thinking tier 3. We're talking like a 1.6 mil or so FDV. Is anything giving us that these days? And let's even peek. I can't get over that one. Let's peek at some of the recent ones just to get a feel. 1.6 mil or so. I mean, yeah, there's Agent Zero at 750K. So if that went tier 3 and it were there now, you'd be down. I mean, you'd be down half your bag. Waveform, just something different. Absolutely. Just this one did so well. So yeah, I guess it shows we have that potential still. And what about Sunny? I imagine you're down on Sunny. Yeah. Trying to remember where Sunny completed too. Let's see. Sunny out of the gates at 1.3. So I think Sunny was tier 2, right? Or was it even tier 1? Either way, I didn't get to tier 3. It doesn't seem. You're most likely down on the Sunny play too. It's tricky, man. Very, very tricky market. And then last, let's just peek because I haven't in a minute. At Spira, 1.1. Huh. And then Fables, 1.1. These were yeah, wow. It was a tier 3 launch. Oh, Sunny. Okay, good. All right. So Sunny was tier 2, right? Is that right, Cats? I mean, Waveform's a 3.5x still. So Agent Zero's a 1.19x. Okay, so you're actually still up there. Sunny, there you go, 1.08. Okay, Spyro, you're down. Fables, you're down. Yeah, those were tier 3. Finny, 1.4. Love it. Nua, you're still up. Nua, you know what? Guys, Nua's great, and we called that here that was like the dark horse. That was the perfect scenario at tier 2. We're like, that's what you want. I think it's great seeing Nua there. Nua's one of the bigger wins here. Great to see that. Here, let me get back to that view. Oh my goodness. All right, it's definitely time for a new mouse. Okay. Yeah. Nua, great. Yeah, 1.7. Anything else standing out? Anything that was, yeah, I mean, pharma chain, yikes. Sage 1.4, POC 3.2. This is all current ROI. There's still wins. But then, like, guys, ArAIstotle right here, right now, 314x. Can't beat it. You just can't beat that. Man, okay. You know, there wasn't a lot of positive stuff to say today, but I'm glad to at least end it on that note we did, which is like we saw some wins. They're still there. Actively right now, there's some of these tokens you were in and you actually are up really, really decently too. You know, and one of those issues is you probably didn't get a lot of tokens if you played those, but you at least got those wins. You had the opportunity. You probably had opportunities on secondary here too. So like I say, stay plugged in, stay on top of it. The opportunities are still there. And if Virtuals does this the right way, if they do, fingers crossed, right? But if they do it the right way, and if it's coming as soon as next week, the good times might be back. Look, the market will play a big factor too, right? We live and die by the market. But yeah, ArAIstotle was old V1. Yep. The market, it's going to give us what it gives us. But I want to be plugged in and ready to play Virtuals when the market is back up and we get back to cooking. And I have faith we're going to get there. I think it'll happen. Anyway, guys, hit the like on the show before we get out of here. A reminder to come over to CryptoSlam on YouTube and subscribe over here. Also, come over to SlamAI _XYZ over on X. You probably noticed, but you'll keep seeing getting much more active there. Product launch imminent. Can't freaking wait. I can't freaking wait. And really important, guys, go get, and let me pull up a link for it, but go grab the Swarm Copilot. Go dig into these tokens, do your deep dives, go find it. But guys, it's free to use. It's free to use, and it does give you that edge. It does give you that complete picture. These stats we were looking at today in the show, that's the Swarm Copilot. Go grab it. It's free. I'll drop a link in the chat here. And hit me up with any questions to it. It's on the Chrome Web Store. You do not have to stake tokens now to access the core features of Copilot. The premium features behind a gate, and it's depending on your reputation in the token. But go grab it, go use it, go play around, give us feedback, share any cool insights you find with it, or any wins there too. One more link will drop. Actually, two more links. There's SlamAI. Definitely follow there and hop over to the SlamAI website. Check out the white paper. And get ready for some really freaking fun stuff. Can't wait. Can't wait. All right, guys, have a great day. Tomorrow morning live at 8 a.m. Eastern time with Cats Fanatic, diving into prediction markets. We're going to talk what happened on South Park and Kalshi and Polymarket and deep dive into Predict Base, sponsoring tomorrow's show. Can't wait to get into it. And then the second hour, Whack AI coming on the show. We got a surprise for Swarm holders. It's going to be a good one. Can't wait. All right, guys, we'll see you later on. Goodbye.